Hello, Googans.
What's up, friend?
I'm here with Jeff. I'm not going to hug him because I don't think he needs one.
You're gonna hug me. I don't care.
Fine.
Dan's hugs have an agenda.
Yes, usually.
They every do. If I was getting a legitimate, heartfelt hug, I would take hugs from people.
Sure.
I'm not complete anti-hug. I don't like agenda hugs where you're coming with some ulterior motive.
He does come in on a mission.
Right? Like he didn't go in there to hug you. He went in there to hug you because you didn't want to hug at the time, not because he wanted to hug you.
And I will say, in his defense, he ended up being right.
You kissed him though.
I did kiss him on the cheek.
Obviously, some emotions were stirred.
It was,
yeah. It's adding a whole new dimension to the Vegas trip, but I'm going to table that for now and not worry about it.
Tomorrow's hump day. So.
Look, today there's a lot of angst this morning about, Ryan Newman and what happened with him last night in Daytona. And, thankfully it looks like it's, we pointed out on the show today, it's funny when it's a friend or a loved one and they're in serious condition at the hospital. I mean, you're not sleeping. You're in ICU. You're hanging out waiting to see him. And, you look after what we saw yesterday with Ryan Newman flipping, getting hit, the car on fire. The fact that he was declared to be in serious condition, you take as a
major win. I mean,
for
me, it's weird. For me, it's somebody shared a photo of him before the race, walking out holding his two little girls.
Mm-hmm. And
it's for me, seeing that he's in serious condition, it's if those two little girls didn't lose their daddy yesterday, then that's a win.
I think Ryan Newman was in the middle of going through a divorce.
He might,
so
4 days ago then.
Yeah, so that's just...
But, I mean, it was an awful scene. Like you said, watching that and going to bed without really knowing the circumstances.
You do want that information right now.
And the longer you waited, that we had those black curtains and there was no information for so long, when I went to bed, I expected the worst this morning.
There is the...
so it's a tremendous relief.
One thing to look for, and, I don't want to be like a buzzard circling in the air, but in those car races where there is a fatality, they will typically put a tarp over the vehicle.
Yeah.
They won't extract them from the vehicle there.
Right, when they've acknowledged that there's no advantage to extracting it from the vehicle.
I would say this, about NASCAR and their safety standards now. It's amazing what those cars do, and guys sometimes walk away. Now, in this case, it'll be... today we find out just what the extent of the injuries are. This is one of those where you're so thankful, and then you learn, well, he's got, 14 broken ribs, 2 broken legs.
I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse and say he's fine.
Right.
He's
awesome.
alive.
Correct. He's alive, and that's the best we can say for now. The mock drafts are continuing to fly, and, we're getting closer. Only 2 months now.
It's crazy.
To the
it's
draft.
Right around the corner.
Combine coming up at
next week.
Yeah, Combine's next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
It's bananas.
BANANAS.
Yes, and it is. Combine's right around the corner, and then we barrel into free agency, and before you know it, the Jaguars team will start to take shape.
Yeah.
We'll have a better idea of what their plan will be come draft time after free agency. Pre-free agency mocks are always just a crapshoot. You're just throwing darts.
That's true.
Because
obviously, if
the Jaguars sign a top shelf corner, then they're not drafting a corner at 9 or 20.
Both our college basketball teams are, and I say both, Florida and Florida State, won securely in the tournament. FSU is just trying to get as high as they can. FSU could be a 1 seed. If FSU wins the ACC tournament, beats Duke, they might be a 1 seed.
If they do a deep run like that, absolutely, and they deserve it at that point.
Yeah, and Florida has got a real, I heard this mischaracterization of this past Saturday as being a sandwich game, a be careful game.
Yeah.
No, that's Vandy at home, and I understand.
On Billy Donovan night.
But
everyone's keyed on.
Correct. But I would say the game that Florida better, be on alert is tonight against Arkansas.
Yeah.
Arkansas is better than their 4-8 conference record. They had personnel issues through injuries and suspensions early in the year. Their better players are back and at full strength. Arkansas has been a team that's completely capable of beating Florida.
Oh, they can get Florida.
So Florida at home tonight really does have a sandwich game. They have the emotion of the Billy Donovan tribute, and they've got a little trip to Kentucky this weekend. Maybe you've heard of it. So we'll be watching both Florida and Florida State basketball tonight.
By the way, it's still a few days off, but talk about a tournament-shaping, bracket-shaping game Saturday night as Baylor hosts Kansas. That was going to be enormous.
I should like to know what happened to these. I thought Kansas earlier in the year was about to get the death penalty.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
It's
from that whole Adidas thing. It's like you thought Coach Self was going to be out. They were going to get the death penalty. Then they had a big fight. You thought,
I thought they got off to a slow. I thought I remember Kansas getting off to a slow start, and I look at their 21-3. Maybe slow start means they lost one of those opening night games.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
We thought that
won.
fight against K-State, that's a team in crisis. They're going to melt down.
Yeah.
Or not.
No. Yeah, they Kansas and Baylor are legit, and And by the way, they're up there with Gonzaga and San Diego State, who no one is going to, tremble in fear.
They're as legit a team there is in this year where there doesn't seem to be a legit team.
This tournament where we've been ahead, we don't get them right all the time. We got ahead of this one on the right side of it.
This is topsy-turvy, man.
Good luck filling out those brackets. This could be a year where you go 20-12 in your first round,
right?
And you got 5 of the Sweet 16 left. It could get ugly.
It could get ugly.
It really could. What else we got?
With a spin at the wheel at stake. On top of
it's true. The wheel. We're in the wheel room here, right? I'm looking at and Beef and I. We've had some people wondering where things stand with the
it's percolating
petit filet to Chuck E. Cheese. It'll be happening, and
it'll happen.
You Googans will find out after the fact.
It'll happen.
We'll make sure on that.
I'll predict it will happen in March.
I think it will.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at all the Don bets up here.
You got a couple hanging over you.
They're bad. I mean, I don't know what I was doing with a couple of these. So I got Julian Edelman, who has to become the NFL's all-time playoff receptions record leader. And then as soon as I make that bet, the Patriots lose in the first round.
Yes. I believe Edelman's sitting at 118.
And now Tom may leave, and now I'll learn Edelman's like 44 years old, so that's not going to help.
That's not good. And your second one, you need to have Adam lead the Jets to the playoffs this year.
Maybe when we're in Vegas this year for the draft, I will put money after the draft on the Jets to make the playoffs.
So at least...
So I can really not just... Yeah.
Really get behind it.
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
No, but
that's not exactly hedging.
Could make it interesting.
That's doubling down.
That's doubling down.
Not
if
the way to
you should bet against them to make the playoffs. So either way, you win.
Problem is, what, you got to bet $100 to win one?
Probably with the Jets, exactly.
All right,
Googans. We love you. We'll be back
tomorrow.
Hump Day, Get Smart John, all that jazz. Brunch with the tour as well. So we'll talk to you mañana.